Japan's national law is unambiguous. There is no restriction on foreigners buying property, Akiya included, no minimum price, no special approval, no citizenship test. Walk into the wrong municipal Akiya bank application, though, and you can still walk out confused about why the answer felt like no. National law sets the outer boundary. Foreigners can buy. What actually happens inside that boundary is decided property by property, municipality by municipality, because every Akiya bank is run by the local government that owns the listings, not by any national authority. There is no single, standardized Akiya bank application. There are hundreds of separate local ones, each free to add its own conditions on top of a national law that itself adds none. The most common one is a residency requirement, proof that the applicant genuinely intends to live in the house, not hold it as a distant investment, sometimes with a minimum number of years attached. Some municipalities go further and look for a real commitment to the local community, participating in neighborhood activities, showing up, being a resident in more than just the property registry sense, especially in towns that are running an Akiya bank specifically as a depopulation strategy rather than a simple listings service. None of this is a foreigner-specific rule. A Japanese applicant treating the house as a pure investment can hit the exact same wall. The friction here is not a legal restriction disguised as something else. It is hundreds of small, local, understandably self-interested screening processes, each trying to make sure a free or heavily discounted house goes to someone who will actually become part of the town, layered under a national law that never promised those processes would be uniform, fast, or even clearly written down. Municipalities rarely publish their exact criteria, in Japanese or English, which turns a legally simple yes into a practically confusing local negotiation for anyone who did not expect to find one there. Nothing here is a hidden trick against foreign buyers, and nothing about it makes an Akiya bank a bad way to find a house. It means the real qualifying question was never whether foreigners can legally buy so much as whether this specific municipality's version of an Akiya bank wants the kind of buyers standing in front of it. That is a very different question, and the buyers who ask it early are the ones who stop being surprised when a listing that should have been simple turns out to have a whole local process attached. If this made Japan's empty house market a little clearer, subscribe to Akiya Handbook, the channel that explains how Japan's cheap houses actually work, honestly, and without selling you anything. There is also a free guide waiting in the description, the Akiya Buyer's Starter Guide, How to Buy a Cheap House in Japan Without Getting Burned. 11 chapters on the truth about so-called free houses, the hidden costs, and who should not buy. No hype, and completely free. The link is below. Thanks for watching.